So I came across this case from 1976 that I think you'll find interesting. Tehran, Iran, September 19th. There's an air traffic controller named Hossein Pirouzi working the night shift at Mehrabad Airport. Around 12:30 a.m., he gets 4 separate phone calls from civilians reporting something unusual in the sky. He's skeptical. Usually these turn out to be Venus or aircraft lights, but 4 independent reports is enough to get him outside with binoculars. What he sees doesn't match anything in his training. Cylindrical object, roughly 6,000 feet up, blue illumination at both ends, with a distinct red light orbiting the center. The motion is consistent, mechanical, not atmospheric. Here's where it gets notable. Radar shows nothing. The object is visually confirmed, but electronically invisible. Iranian Air Force scrambles 2 F-4 Phantom jets. The first pilot, Lieutenant Nazeri, approaches within 25 nautical miles and experiences complete electrical failure, communications, instruments, everything. When he breaks off, systems restore immediately. The second pilot, Major Jafari, has a similar experience. He attempts to acquire a missile lock, loses all power, and observes a secondary object detach from the primary craft and maneuver aggressively toward his aircraft. There's a 4-page DIA report on this, distributed to the CIA, NSA, Joint Chiefs, and State Department. Colonel Roland Evans assessed it as meeting all criteria for valid UFO study. I think it's worth examining why this case in particular garnered that level of attention. Pause. Let's look at the details.
Welcome to The Files of Humanity. I research and present cases that challenge conventional explanations, incidents with documented evidence, credible witnesses, and enough substance to warrant serious discussion. The 1976 Tehran incident is frequently cited in UFO literature, but it's often sensationalized or condensed into sound bites. What I want to do today is walk through the actual sequence of events, examine the documentation we have, and discuss why this case remains significant nearly 5 decades later. If you find value in this type of analysis, evidence-based, methodical, avoiding both blind skepticism and uncritical acceptance, consider subscribing. I publish regularly on military encounters with anomalous phenomena. Now, let's establish the context. September 19, 1976. Iran, under the Shah, is a major U.S. ally, heavily militarized with American hardware and training. Mehrabad International Airport serves Tehran and operates with standard ICAO protocols. Hossein Pirouzi is a qualified air traffic controller with no prior history of unusual reports. At 12:30 a.m. local time, he receives 4 telephone calls within a short window. The callers describe a bright object, variously characterized as bird-like or resembling a helicopter with intense lighting. Pirouzi initially assumes conventional explanations. However, upon visual confirmation through binoculars, he observes an object exhibiting characteristics inconsistent with known aircraft. The cylindrical shape, the specific color separation, blue at extremities, red in motion around the center, and the complete absence of radar return suggests something anomalous. He contacts Cherokee Air Base. The duty officer, per standard procedure for unidentified airspace intrusions, initiates a scramble order. This is where the case distinguishes itself from typical UFO reports. We're not dealing with a single witness making extraordinary claims. We have multiple civilian observers, a trained controller, and now military assets being deployed in real time. The first F-4 Phantom launches at approximately 1:30 a.m. Lieutenant Yadi Natsari is the pilot. The F-4 Phantom II is a capable interceptor, twin-engined, supersonic, equipped with pulse Doppler radar and AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. Naziri is an experienced pilot,
familiar with both the aircraft and the operational environment. He acquires visual contact at 70 nautical miles. The object is intensely luminous, displaying what he describes as violet, orange, and white light. As he closes to 25 nautical miles, his UHF communications fail, his intercom fails, his navigational instruments fail. The timing is precise. The failures correlate directly with his approach vector toward the object. When he turns away, breaks the intercept, the systems restore immediately, all of them simultaneously. This pattern is significant because it suggests a directed effect rather than equipment malfunction. The F-4's systems are redundant and hardened for combat conditions. Complete electrical failure followed by instantaneous restoration points to an external cause. Naziri returns to base. He's shaken, understandably, but the object remains stationary over Tehran, so a second aircraft is scrambled. Major Parviz Jafari takes off at approximately 1:40 a.m. Jafari is a more senior pilot. He approaches the intercept methodically. At 27 nautical miles, he achieves radar lock. The return is substantial, comparable to a Boeing 707 tanker aircraft, but the object's behavior doesn't match any known flight profile. As he closes, the object displays a sequence of colored lights, red, green, orange, blue, arranged in a rectangular pattern. The sequence is deliberate, repeating. Then something separates from the main body. A secondary object, smaller, accelerates toward Jafari's aircraft at high speed. He executes evasive maneuvers. The object matches his turns, maintains position behind him. He attempts to deploy an AIM-9 Sidewinder. His weapons control panel goes dead. All instruments fail. The object continues to track him before eventually breaking off and returning to the primary craft. Then a third object emerges. This one descends toward the ground, settling near the suburb of Ray, approximately 15 miles from Jafari's position. He describes the illumination as intense enough to simulate daylight conditions at ground level. The object remains there for several minutes, then rejoins the primary craft, which accelerates away at speed exceeding Jafari's tracking capability. He lands at 2 a.m. Both pilots file reports. The incident is now documented through multiple independent channels: ground observers, air traffic control, 2 flight crews, and radar records.
Here's why this case matters beyond the initial incident. The U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency compiled a 4-page evaluation. It's not a casual summary. It's a formal intelligence assessment distributed to the National Security Agency, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the Secretary of State. That's Henry Kissinger's office for context. Colonel Roland Evans, the evaluating officer, wrote that the report meets all criteria necessary for valid UFO study. He specifically noted the electromagnetic effects on the F-4s, the multiple radar confirmations, and the estimated velocity of 3,000 miles per hour, which would generate G-forces lethal to human occupants of conventional aircraft. The report also documents a helicopter survey of the Ray landing site the following morning. No physical debris was recovered. However, residents reported sonic effects and illumination consistent with Jafari's observations. Skeptical explanations have been proposed. Astronomer Philip Klass suggested Jupiter and meteors as prosaic alternatives. He noted that meteor activity was occurring that night, the Gamma Pisces and Southern Pisces showers, and that one F-4 had documented electrical issues. These explanations have problems. Jupiter doesn't chase fighter jets. Meteors don't hover, separate into multiple objects, or land in suburbs. And electrical failures don't synchronize with visual acquisition of specific targets, then resolve immediately upon departure.
The DIA assessment remains the official U.S. government position on this incident.
So what do we make of this? The 1976 Tehran incident stands out because of its documentation quality. We have military witnesses, radar data, electromagnetic interference with hardened systems, and high-level government analysis. The chain of custody for information is clear. The DIA report exists in archives. I've reviewed it. What we don't have is a conclusion. The objects were never identified. No nation claimed responsibility for advanced technology in Iranian airspace that night. The characteristics, electromagnetic disruption, apparent gravitational independence, controlled separation of components, don't align with any known 1976 technology, American or Soviet. Major Jafari, when interviewed years later, maintained his account. He declined to speculate on origin, but confirmed the events as reported. Piruzzi, the controller, similarly stood by his observations. I think the value of this case lies in its resistance to easy dismissal. It's not a single witness. It's not a blurry photograph. It's a multi-hour incident involving military professionals, documented in real time, assessed by intelligence analysts, and filed in government archives. Whether one interprets this as evidence of non-human technology, classified human development, or some unknown natural phenomenon, the data deserves examination. The Angel of Iran designation, while poetic, reflects the enduring uncertainty. Something happened. We still don't know what. I'd be interested in your assessment. The DIA report is available through archival requests if you want to review primary sources. Drop your analysis in the comments. I'll engage with everyone. Thanks for your attention. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.